everyone and welcome to my channel. This is my review of The Cabin at the End of the World. This is a book that came out a couple of months ago in both the US and the UK. It is being marketed as a horror book, and this author has also written a couple of other ones that I haven't read. So this was my first introduction to this author, and it was a fantastic introduction to say the least. In case you don't know what The Cabin at the End of the World is about, basically there is a small family of 2 dads and a toddler who are on holiday in a cabin by the lake. One morning, just as the book starts, a small group of people arrive and basically tell them that in order to save the world, this family is going to have to make a sacrifice, otherwise the apocalypse is going to happen. And that is literally the only summary I'm going to give you, because you want to go into this book not knowing anything else. I went into the book not really knowing anything, and I think that's a really good way to go about it, because there is so much happening in this book that you kind of want to explore and find out for yourself. I'm going to start the review by telling you my basic thoughts, and then towards the end I'm going to go into spoiler territory because there's a lot of things that I want to discuss. I absolutely could not put this book down. It was so fast-paced and thrilling, and there was so much happening. Such a short book as well, so the author has packed a lot into a small amount of pages. All the events in this book happen over a short period of about 2 days, so it makes sense that the book is short, but even so there is so much going on and there is barely any time to breathe because it's one thing after another. In the book we get the 3 different perspectives of each of the family members, so the 2 dads and their young daughter. I actually really like this approach, especially the daughter's point of view, and also it worked really well with the story here. The author didn't do this unnecessarily. It was important that we got everyone's point of view, kind of try to understand what exactly was happening and to get the different viewpoints, because each point of view approached the situation slightly differently and they had different kind of outlooks on things, and the points of view, especially the 2 dads, really added to the story. I thought the ending was also pretty great. I really liked the way that everything kind of wrapped up, I guess, without spoiling things. The book definitely gives you a lot to think about, and I think it's a really good one to discuss, maybe with a book club or just with some friends. I've been trying to get my manager to hurry up and finish it because we bought it around the same time and I flew through it, but she's kind of lagging behind. Before I do get into the spoilery section, I have to say that this book is very violent, and I wouldn't recommend it if you can't handle blood and gore, because there are some very intense scenes, and I know that my manager had to put it down when she got to that part. So if you can't handle gore or violence, then I wouldn't recommend this book for you. I will put a spoiler notice here and also a timestamp so you can skip ahead to my summary and my final rating if you would like. And now onto the spoilers, because I need to discuss some stuff. First of all, oh my god, what the hell was that? To be honest, the main question of this book is, was there actually an apocalypse, or were these 4 people slightly crazy, or were they some sort of cult, or were they doing this out of like intense homophobia? I think I'm probably siding with the guy who was convinced that it was all a coincidence and these people were kind of like either slightly crazy or they've been like indoctrinated into some sort of cult or something and they've been told to do this. But then there is also like a tiny part of me that sides with the other guy, or is not really siding with, but kind of questioning the fact that like maybe it could be real. 2 tsunamis hit in one day, and then all of this stuff was happening. Like they could have heard about it on the news before they arrived at the cabin, so that's definitely a possibility. But like a tiny part of me is like, what if? And also the other guy hit his head and had concussion, so that could be why he was seeing things, but also maybe there were some fantasy elements to it. I don't really know, but yeah, I'm mostly siding with the one who thought it was all a coincidence and the apocalypse wasn't happening. And also in regards to the ending, I really liked it, because I was actually thinking, like, if the apocalypse was happening, my boyfriend and I were told that we had to kill each other, or one of us had to kill the other, then I probably wouldn't do it. Like, selfishly, I wouldn't bother trying to save the world. But maybe I'm just a horrible person, but I probably wouldn't end up trying to save the world. He probably would. He'd probably like tell me to kill him, but that would obviously not be happening. So yeah, I really liked the ending, and I liked that it didn't really answer anything. Normally I get quite frustrated with books that do that, but in this case I think it worked really well because it worked with the rest of the story. So yeah, those are pretty much all of my basic thoughts on this book. If I carried on talking, then I could talk for ages about this. So if you have read this book, feel free to leave a comment and we can discuss it. It's probably better to do it via DM because I don't want to spoil anyone on anything to do with this book. But overall, you should know that I really enjoyed it. I've given this one 4 stars. It wasn't quite a 5-star book just because it didn't have like that extra kind of, that something extra, but it was a fantastic book, and I'm definitely going to read the author's previous books because I think I will probably really enjoy them. Thanks so much for watching my video, everyone, and I'll speak to you soon in another one. Bye!